Bonjour mes amis. Let's take a look at a few dress watches and see what size wears best. A couple of them are more sporty, but still work fine with a suit. Like for example, this Omega Seamaster Aquaterra, especially in this mid-size version of 38.5mm. Now let's start on the left with the larger 42 diameter and this Hamilton Jazzmaster GMT. It definitely belongs to a suit or fairly dressed casual attire. What makes the largest size work for me and my moderately sized wrist of 17 cm or 6 3/4 inches is the case shape. While all these watches are only between 11 and 12mm thick, the Hamilton stands out in how flat it sits on the wrist. The short, rounded lugs even hug the wrist bone, while the clasp allow for a neat folding of the excess strap. This elegant case shape reminds me of top-of-the-range Swiss pieces. So the result is a surprisingly forgiving large case size, where all the GMT information can be included without looking cluttered. I didn't know how it would look before I bought it, but now I do understand the appeal of the brand and can heartily recommend it. Next, we go to the 40.8mm diameter, to be very precise, with the beautiful Sarks 055 of Seiko, which shows a lot of dial. And why wouldn't you want more of this beautiful frosted motif after all? The lugs are very reminiscent of those found on Omega watches and do add to the sense of harmony. The bracelet is an integral part of the look, and a reminder of the case's polished elements is found on it as well. This watch would work in a 39 or even a 38mm diameter, but as it stands, it is gorgeous and would please any wrist. Even if it's not within what would have been considered appropriate for a dress watch in the old days. So we can call this one a modern dress watch. Note that this watch is the only one here that doesn't have lume. Now we get to what I consider the ideal diameter for dress watch, the 38mm size. First, at 38.5mm, we have this superb Omega Seamaster Aquaterra. This to me is watch perfection, as it is a sports watch that can also be worn in formal situations. The COSC 35 caliber can withstand anything, and the power reserve is a whopping 60 hours. The polished center links on the bracelet do make it stand out as a dressier piece than if they were brushed. Speaking of brushed stainless steel bracelets, let's look at the ultimate everyday watch from Seiko, the Sarb 033. I love just about everything about this watch. The 6R15 caliber performs great, and the looks make a man feel confident. Nothing is out of place. Let's get some good focus here, yeah. Nothing is out of place. It looks a lot like the Rolex Datejust and also the Grand Seiko High Beat. It's a watch that distills its charm in a confident manner. Personally, I do love the bracelet. I like that it's matte with the thinnest of polished detail on the sides. The cream version, Sarb 035, is just as elegant, but a little less discreet perhaps. And finally, I have one smaller piece at only 35mm. It's the Seiko 5 Datejust Homage SNXJ89. This is the silver one. You can also find it in two-tone with a silver or a gold dial. When you are used to wearing big watches day in, day out, this is a breath of fresh air and a lot of fun to wear. The smaller dial makes you feel oddly confident about your choice of timepiece. And I can see why this would be considered elegant in the 50s. So my final thought would be this: they are going smaller to feel bigger. I hope that came out right. Bye bye guys.